All right, we are officially recording. Happy Tuesday, everyone. Happy Cinco de Mayo. I hope you are having an incredible day and you are celebrating regardless, right, from home or in your backyard, whatever you got to do. But super excited to be on here with you guys today. We have a pretty awesome topic that we're talking about, right? So our topic of the day is fats. So we're going to be talking about that. We're going to be debunking all the myths behind it and get educated on healthy fats. So I'll go ahead and start and share my screen so that we can get it rolling. Oh, let me see. I didn't pull it up. There it is. Share screen. Boom. Boom. There we go. We are in business. All right, you guys. So this may be your first time seeing me. My name is Coach Spencer. Super excited to be on here with you guys. I started my, I guess, health journey like almost 8 years ago. It's been absolutely incredible. I've been able to clear my skin, gain some amazing energy, and through calls and challenges, I've been able to learn about nutrition and how to have like really a healthy, balanced lifestyle. So I also have my degree in nutrition, so I'm super passionate about it, and I love sharing these with you guys. So let's go ahead and get started. Talking about healthy fats today, and here is the breakdown. Okay, so where we're starting is healthy. So fats, right? There is technically 3 types of fats, and like I mentioned with our friends earlier, I like to break everything down into some sort of analogy so I could like picture it in my head, you know? So first things first, fats are an essential nutrient to our diet. So as we've learned in our previous classes, essential means that we must consume it. Our body does not create it on its own, okay? So we must consume fats for our body to function properly, just like we do for protein and carbohydrates. So dietary fats exist in the form, like I was mentioning, of triglycerides, which structure into a stream that looks like a fork. So here we go with my analogy. It's a 3-pronged fork, okay, and they break out into compounds called.
Oh, Sophia, I gotta get supplies.
Please mute yourself, guys. Thank you so much for joining.
Supplies.
Glycerol, okay, and that creates your fork. So the fatty acid is divided into the 3 classes. The first one being saturated fats. Please type in the chat if you've heard about saturated fats. Okay. Our next one is monounsaturated, and the third one is polyunsaturated. So we're gonna go ahead and break those down. So you can see our first one here. Give me 1 second. I can hear people that aren't muted. Love you guys. Okay. So our first one here is saturated fats. So where can we find saturated fats? In cuts of beef, like pork or lamb. It's in dark chicken meat and also the skin of your chicken. Okay, so you're not buying boneless, skinless. You're gonna get a little bit of it in that skin. High-fat dairy foods like whole milk, butter, cheese, sour cream, and to my ice cream lovers out there. Also in some oils. So you can see here we have coconut oil, palm oil, and even lard, okay? I honestly don't know many people that still cook with lard, but I have seen it in the store, so I guess it's still being used. But moving on to our second one, monounsaturated fats are considered our healthy fats, okay? They're found in olive oil, avocados. We talked about our Californians love for avocados, okay, especially on today, right? Special day, Cinco de Mayo. Get your guac on, and certain nuts, okay? So in fact, evidence has shown that monounsaturated fats have a number of health benefits, and they can help with weight loss, reduce the risk of heart disease, and decrease inflammation. I know you guys, if you've been taking like a fish oil, or you eat a lot of salmon, or you do enjoy guac on the regular, you probably have noticed some of these benefits. Like it helps with bloating and all of that good stuff. So moving on to our third one here, polyunsaturated fats, where you can be found in walnuts, sunflower seeds, flax seeds oil, salmon. You see some other fish here, and then in some of our like corn oils. All right. So here is a pretty cool little breakdown of like, all right, Spence, this sounds good, but like, tell me where I can eat. Like, tell me what I'm getting out of in my food, okay? So this is an awesome little guide that can that shows you the breakdown of where these fats are located, which ones you want to eat in moderation, and which are the ones that you want to consume on the daily basis, okay? So the ones with the yellow square are the ones that we want to eat in moderation. You know that we don't like to teach no food is like a bad food, everything in moderation, right? That's how we have a healthy, balanced lifestyle. So as you can see here, the trans fats tend to be things like fast foods, right? The processed foods like cakes and pastries. It has, my friend, chocolate listed in there, okay? So deep fried foods. So all the things that we kind of know, right, that aren't really coming from like a whole food source or anything that's like frozen and not in its like genuine shape is going to be something that's like a trans fat, okay? So we definitely want to eat those in moderation, as well as our higher fatty oils, right? That are like we mentioned, in the skin of your chicken, in the poultry, some of the fatty meats, meaning that they're not grass-fed, right? They're probably being corn-fed. Butter, lard, full cream dairy. Don't forget our creamers to our coffee lovers out there, okay? It's still considered a milk product, so it does have some saturated fats in there. All right, now heading over to our healthiest options, our unsaturated fats, where you're going to find in the soybean oils, the sunflower oil. As you can see, these trends are like more natural sources. Avocados, most nuts, okay? So all the good stuff. And we'll talk about how to incorporate those into your diet right now. So what they do and why we need the fats, okay? So type in the chat if you're like, oh my gosh, maybe I've been eating the wrong kinds of fats or a little bit too much of the fats that I should be eating in moderation. It's not a problem, guys. This is what we're here to learn. So here we go. This is why we need fats. Because not only did we learn earlier that they are essential, meaning your body needs them, but they also serve as a source of energy. So if you've been eating the guac, okay, if you've been eating the good stuff, you'll notice like an increase of energy. And a good way to kind of gauge if you're having like a little bit more of the fats that we should be having in moderation is you're gonna feel sluggish and like you've had too much, and your body will tell you exactly what it needs. Okay, so here's some important things about why we need fats. So they are an important part of the structure to our cell membrane. So here in Herbalife, as coaches, we've learned, right, that it all starts with the cell. And when we could feed the core of our body, that's when we could really branch out into these other areas of specialties for our health. Okay, so dietary fats help with the body's absorption of fat-soluble vitamins, A, D, E, and K, as well as certain phytonutrients. So the reason this is mind-blowing, and you guys have probably learned if you've jumped on the call with Mario, this is why in your meal plan, we like to pair certain foods together. So typically for our snacks, we would recommend like a protein, a veggie, and a fat, a healthy fat, because those combinations work together to digest more efficiently in your body, but they also grab onto each other to make sure that you are getting the full amount of nutrients that your body needs. Okay, so that's super powerful. So make sure that you're adding fats. Don't be scared of them. Don't stay away from them. You need them to absorb nutrients, all right? As you can see, they're, as we mentioned, they're essential fatty acid, but they also support the growth of your brain and your heart health. Please type a 5 in the chat if you're like, yes, I need brain and heart health, okay? And then just to go over, right, a little bit more why it's important that we do have these fats and we're not scared of them is that without them, guys, we wouldn't have padding or protection for our vital organs. So even if you're like a crazy, bodybuilder, and you get down to 5% body fat, we know, right, that that's not maintainable, and we know that you're never going to be at 0%. Okay, we need body fat. It supports us, it helps us, it gives us energy, and it gives us shape. Okay, so moving on. How much do I need? Okay, Spence, you've been telling me all this good stuff, but how much do I need? So, unfortunately, there's not a specific amount that is required for you and your dietary needs, but here is an estimate of how much that you can be taking in. Okay, so a suggested fat intake are often expressed a percentage of total calories at a range of 25 to 30% of your total calories is a reasonable target. So I have a little graph that you guys will see, I believe on the next slide or coming up, to give you a better idea of how that breaks down into your day and into your diet, okay? But a cool thing, like we mentioned earlier, a cool way to gauge if your body does well on high fats or not is to eat a higher fat meal and see how you feel. So if you feel like you're a little bit lethargic, like you're kind of going sluggish, after you've eaten that, that's a good telltale sign that your body just isn't breaking down the fats good enough. And you may run better off a higher calorie diet. A good meal to role play with this is a Chipotle bowl, okay? Because they slap the guac on there. If you're eating the cheese, that's some more fats right there too. So give it a try and let me know. But that's the best part about healthy active lifestyle is you get to find these things out along the way. Another thing here is a gram of fat has twice the amount of calories than a gram of protein or carbohydrates. So as you can see here, these are what we call our undercover healthy high fat foods. So we love them. Our homie, the shrimp, is on this example. So type shrimp in the chat if you love shrimp and you're like, oh my gosh, why are you so high in calories? It's because they're mainly made up of fat, okay? So as you can see here in our example, shrimp has 99 calories per 100 grams of shrimp. That's like 1 large tiger shrimp or 2 medium shrimp. The chat is lighting up. You guys love shrimp. I do too. So that is kind of crazy, right? And hopefully it gives you a better idea of when you're making your meal, how many shrimps you actually want and actually need on your plate, okay? Next one here is we talked about avocados. So they are 77% made up of fat. And I wanted to throw this fun fact in for y'all. They also have 40% more potassium than bananas. Mind blowing, I know. So the next time you have some cramps or whatever, reach for the avocado instead of the banana next time. So moving forward, something that we like to teach and focus on, right, is as we've talked about healthy fats and how to incorporate them into our diet and how we can have more of them that are just going to give us life and help us function better, right? This is a perfect breakdown for you. So omega-3s versus omega-6. Basically, all the healthy fats fall under omega-3. And a lot of the trans fats and the higher fats that you saw in fast food, in the pork, are going to fall under the omega-6. So this is a really bomb slide that breaks them down into their functions and also what they do for your body. So if I were you, I would take a screenshot of this and we'll just go over a couple of them. But as you can see here, omega-3s tend to promote blood vessel dilation. That means a good blood flow throughout your body. Anti-inflammatories, which is absolutely amazing for your cells. They decrease pain. Hello, that's incredible. But also down here, you can see that it keeps your cells more fluid, meaning you get healthier, more vibrant cells, which allow you to absorb nutrients and for you to feel bomb, okay? They strengthen your immune system. All we've been talking about is strengthening our immune system. So if you are feeling, a little sluggish, maybe add some more omega-3s. And then our omega-6s basically have the complete opposite effect of our omega-3s. And that's why we want to find a healthy ratio in between. So moving on, we want to tackle a few myth busters Really quick. So type in the chat if you guys have some more Mythbusters around fat. Like one of my favorite ones, right, is like fat makes you fat. I don't think so, right? So here is a cool trick that you guys can use when incorporating fats into your diet, and most importantly, when you're grocery shopping. So as we can see here, right, the word light on the label does not always mean that it's a lighter option, it's a better choice, okay? Because light on the label could mean that it's light in flavor, light in color, or light in texture, not even calories, like what's up? So make sure that you are checking your nutrition labels, okay? Another one here is all natural. So these slick little label maker people, okay, they try to trick us, but not us on here, right? Because we're smarter than that. But as you can see, all natural, guys, could just mean that it has sugar and salt. Like those are natural ingredients that are put into our products that could be tricking us into thinking that it's healthy, but really it's just like any other item on the shelf, okay? So watch out for that. Again, check your nutrition label. As you know, we like to promote the first 6 ingredients are the most important, and you want it to be exactly what you are buying on the shelf, okay? And then just to finish that one off, not all low-fat foods are low in calories. So just as a rule of thumb, anytime that you see like low, light, or anything like that, something is being taken away from its regular state and being like filled in with something else, okay? So if it's gonna be like lighter in calories, it's probably gonna be higher in fats. So you just wanna, again, make sure that you're checking your nutrition label and staying on top of that. So here we go, as we talked about our omega-3s and our nutrition philosophy and how we like to tie this all in for our balanced diet. So you can see here that fats take up a pretty good amount of our daily diet. And this is our global nutrition philosophy, right? So as you can see here, we have a pretty balanced amount of all of your macronutrients at leaving fats at 30%, which is the same as protein. Okay, so we don't have like a high fat diet, a high protein, or high carbohydrates, which are 40%. We have a pretty good balanced meal here. As you can see, we're wanting to add more omega-3s and less saturated fats. And now you guys know how to do that because you're rock stars. And without further ado, guys, I have some really exciting news. We are just wrapping up a challenge, and people are getting absolutely amazing results following this balanced nutrition, right? This global nutrition philosophy of how to eat healthy, how to have an healthy, active lifestyle, okay? And it's impacted so many people's lives. And I wanna bring up my special friend, and I just have to shout him out because he just hit a new position, first cut in our business, in our marketing plan. That means that he's sharing more information just like this with some of his family and friends, and it's completely changing his lifestyle. I'm so excited. So let me just be quiet now, and we'll go ahead and introduce our coach of the week, Mr. Tony Montiel. Woo! Tony, unmute yourself.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. How's everybody doing today? So just letting you guys know before it gets a little hectic, I'm actually at the Nutrition Club right now, so please excuse me if there's any crazy people or blenders going off. So just a little heads up. I got my helpers right now. So a little bit about me. So I've been in Herbalife it's gonna go on a year on the 20th of this month. Before Herbalife, I was super overweight, unmotivated, and very, very lazy, right? When I tell you I could sleep all day, I could sleep all day. But I started getting into like a really, really deep depression because I didn't like the person I was and I was becoming. So I was, like I said, I fell into a deep depression, started talking about myself in a bad way, which at the moment I felt that was true, but in the long run, obviously it's not. So at that moment, I knew exactly I needed to make a change. I was almost at 400 pounds, you know, I was super heavy, and I knew something needed to happen. So one of my best friends, he was hitting me up for like 3 months straight almost, you know, and this guy really wanted me to jump on because I was working out with a bad diet. You know, I try to outwork a bad diet, which is not gonna go in my favor. So finally he was just like, you know what, jump on. And I was like, you know what, fine then. So I jumped on. The first 2 weeks, I actually lost 20 pounds, which was at the moment was everything to me. I mean, it meant the world. So that definitely lit a fire underneath my butt. And I was just like, you know what, let's just keep it going. So I kept going. And then fast forward to now, I am down to 1X, even though I started at 4X, went from a 46 size waist to down to a 38. And honestly, my energy shot through the roof. That was the first thing that I noticed. I was done taking naps. It was definitely a really good change for me. It was a clean energy too. You know, I'd try to go for those rock stars or cups of coffee for seeking that energy. But like I said, I am down 95 pounds. It's definitely a self-love journey more than a fitness journey, you know, because I honestly didn't want to do this. I didn't want to stick to this because it's when people tell you it's hard, it really is, but it's something that it's worth it in the long run. I remember I had this conversation with my brother that I did not want to work out anymore. I was standing there for like 40 minutes not wanting to tie my shoes because I knew that was my last step to work out. And we had that conversation that it's not about me anymore. It's about the people that need me in my life, you know. And then I would be damned if my weight took me away from my families, my loved ones, sooner than I'd like, because, like I said, it's not about me, and it's honestly so great. And then that's my health journey right now. I'm actually seeking to get down to 100 pounds, which is a great I and I'm super excited, and I'm just knocking on the door right now. I'm just super fired up, and now I'm messing with my nutrition to see what I like. You know, I think I'm gonna switch over to fish right now. So that's my health journey right now.
Oh my gosh, Tony, that's so inspiring. So I know with these incredible results, right? It's like obviously people got nosy and they're like, Tony, what the heck is happening? What are you doing? You're happier, you're healthier, you have so much energy. So tell us a little bit how like you started the business and how you became a coach and what those lifestyles been able to do for you.
Yeah, so obviously you get results and people start noticing, you know. So I think it was somebody that I followed on Instagram, and I lost I think 45 pounds at one point, and like I could finally start seeing a jawline. Everybody's like, dude, like I haven't seen you like look this good in forever. And then when you first start off, everybody's like, you know what? I think like not think that your family and close friends are going to be almost your promised clients, but in my case, it wasn't. You know, my family was super against Herbalife. They were super against what I was doing. They said I was wasting my time, but I was like, you know, I'm gonna love you where you're at, you know? So I didn't take anything personal. And so my first actual client, my first loyal client was actually somebody I didn't even know. They followed me off of a hashtag I used, which was super insane. And this girl was from Oklahoma. And I was like, what the heck? I don't even know anybody in Oklahoma. But I was like, you know what? Cool, let's do it. So it meant everything for me. Because she had faith in what I was doing. She had faith in what I do, you know, and I was serious about taking the products. I was like a client, like a loyal client, but I wasn't really loyal in the business because I wasn't really there. I just wouldn't even see myself as that person. But having somebody that is a complete stranger, like rely on me and like have so much faith in me and like was honestly like one of my biggest supporters at the moment, meant the world. So I started doing this. I started making impacts on everybody. And as I started losing more weight, finally people were like, you know what, I'll give it a try. You know, I think they were trying to humor me. Next thing you know, they got results. And then they brought their friends. They kept going. They started referring their friends and family. And it was just super crazy. Like I said, sorry. So fast forward to now, I hit the new mark of my first cut to our next marketing plan. So I'm working on a world team right now, which is crazy because I didn't even think I could do this. And it's just because I'm super motivated by my results. So therefore I know the business works, you know what I mean? Because I like to help people. I like to really make a great impact. And people are like, you know, and I love that. It's like a great feeling for me because people are like, man, like I lost 20 pounds and my husband like is like super excited for me, and it's changed our relationship because now he wants to join, even though he wasn't supportive at first. So now that's given the relationship another way to bond, which is awesome. And last month I was able to close out my first cut for World Team, and I was able to make an extra $600, which was awesome. You know, it's freaking dope. So that's my business story. Sorry.
That's freaking awesome. Oh my gosh, you guys. type a Tony in the chat if you were inspired by his story. Like, that's absolutely incredible. I couldn't imagine. Like, shoot, type a money sign if you can use an extra $600 right now. Like, getting to work from home, getting to find, like Tony said, I think it's so beautiful. And you can hear his love and the passion when he shares his story. Like, how incredible this opportunity has been for him and how it started and it will always be, right? Like a self-love journey. And I think it's so beautiful that within helping yourself, you're able to find your passion and your purpose and shoot, make an extra $600. Like, that is so bomb. And I can only imagine how many more people could benefit from an opportunity like this. So thank you so much, Tony. We're so proud of you. Excited to be celebrating you as Coach of the Week. Type some love in the chat for Tony, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and close that out and see if I could see you guys. Yes, the chat. Let's see, Tony. The chat is blowing up for you. Woo!
Oh my gosh.
I see money. I see hearts. I see Tony. Let's go. Thanks for the love, guys.
Yes.
So bomb. Okay.
Thank you, guys.
What the heck? All right. There's your beautiful faces. Let me stop the share. Woohoo! Well, thank you guys so much for joining in on today's nutrition call. I hope that you learned some new things about healthy fats and that you're excited to incorporate them more into your diet. But super grateful for you guys. As you just heard me share in the beginning, we're just wrapping up one of our health challenges. So if you're looking for more consistency and you want more support, please reach out to the person that invited you to this call. We'd be so happy to support you, love on you, and help you reach your health goals. But that's it for today, you guys. Have an incredible Tuesday. Enjoy your Cinco de Mayo. Add some extra guac because, you know, now we are welcoming and loving all the fat. So love you guys so much, and we'll see you on the next call. Bye, everyone.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. Have a good one.
Thank you.